Hey guys, have you ever wondered what the best Death Note manga edition is for you? Well, wonder no more because I went out and bought them all, so let's find out. Sugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata are two of my favorite manga creators. Not only do I enjoy the series they've created together like Death Note and Bakuman, but I also enjoy the series that Takeshi Obata has worked on with others like Hikaru no Go or All You Need Is Kill. Death Note is one of my all-time favorites though, so I was excited to make this video. Not only because it highlights one of my top manga, but also because I was curious to see whether or not any of these additions would change my mind, given that I only owned the box set before comparing them all. Spoiler alert, another did catch my eye. So as it currently stands, there are 4 ways to fully collect Death Note with English translation: the individual paperbacks, the complete box set, the black editions, and the all-in-one edition. There are 12 individual volumes that fully collect Death Note with English translation. The box set collects all 12 volumes of the series. The Death Note Black editions are 2-in-1, so they collect the series in 6 volumes. The all-in-one edition, much applicable to its name, collects all 12 volumes of Death Note in one edition. Let's kick things off with size. The smallest format is the all-in-one edition. The listing describes it as a monstrously large edition, but the only thing that's monstrous about it is the thickness at a whopping 3.2 inches thick. Height and width-wise, though, it is the smallest edition in terms of size. The individual volumes are in the middle. The black editions are the largest format of Death Note to release so far. They are 8.4 inches tall, whereas the individual paperbacks are 7.5 inches tall. With the all-in-one being a compiled edition that collects all 12 volumes in one, it saves you the most space on the shelf by far, only 3.2 inches. In comparison, the individual volumes take up around 9.6 inches, while the black editions take up around 8.4 inches on the shelf. What about the cost? The individual paperbacks retail at $9.99, the black editions retail at $14.99, the all-in-one edition retails at $49.99, and the Death Note complete box set retails at $114.99. All of those prices are in USD, by the way. So the cheapest way to fully collect Death Note is through the all-in-one edition. Also guys, please don't pay crazy prices for Death Note right now, especially the box set. I know that they are in and out of stock right now, but this is one that won't be going out of print anytime soon. Let's compare design next. The covers of the individual paperbacks have the same artwork as the Japanese volumes. The Death Note logo is glossy, but the rest of the cover has this slightly matte feel to it. Not nearly as matte as the black editions though. They carry this all over on the spine, and each volume's spine features artwork of a different Shinigami. The black editions are paperbacks too, but they are much more minimalistic in terms of their design, which some may or may not like, with the Death Note logo at top as well as portraits of the characters in the center of the editions. The covers are matte, both the front and the back. Interestingly enough though, the spines are glossy. All 6 spines feature a similar design with the Death Note logo and skulls at the bottom with the volume number that's written in Roman numerals on them. Because of this, they look more uniform on the shelf. The edges of the pages are black as well, and this is something that's unique to this edition. I also want to note that the covers of the black editions mark up really easily, whether it be with fingerprints or dust. They also scratch easily if you aren't careful, and since they are black as well as matte, scratches or any imperfections really stand out, so they require more care than the singles. The all-in-one's design is also simplistic. The edition is black with this graphic on it that makes it look as if it's been scratched or distressed. There's an image of Ryuk adorning the top of a cross in its center. The spine says Death Note All-in-One Edition, and it also has a minimalistic look to it. The box, however, has a really nice design with black and white artwork on all sides. The front has the artwork seen on volume 12 of the singles, and then there's artwork of Ryuk that wraps around its side to the back. The box itself is metallic silver, and the text is inset into the box and is foiled in a metallic red, which is really nice. When kept in its box, it looks great, but out of it, the edition itself is my least favorite of the 3. The all-in-one does need to be handled with care too. Because of its size and the fact that it's paperback, the covers are prone to denting. And when read, it's hard to get the edition back into its box, so be careful when doing so. A quick look at the box set design as well. This box set actually has some of my favorite artwork on it. You have artwork of Ryuk in light, and the other Shinigami on the sides, and then this metallic silver Death Note logo on the front. Up next is print quality. Takeshi Obata uses a lot of black in his artwork, but he uses a lot of negative space as well in Death Note. So his artwork in this series has a lot of contrast, and contrast really benefits from a good quality printing. Every edition of Death Note, aside from the all-in-one edition, is printed on off-white paper that has an eggshell-like texture. The all-in-one editions are printed on white glossy paper, but the pages are extremely thin, so thin that they are see-through and you can see the panels of the pages underneath the one you are currently reading. is actually pretty bad, to the point where you can make out full details like Ryuk's face and even read the text underneath as seen on Light's shirt in this panel. So while the glossy white paper is great for contrast, there's a give and take here with the quality of the paper. The print quality in the black editions is slightly better than what's seen in the singles. The blacks are sometimes a bit too dark in the singles, so the midtones don't stand out as much as they do in the black editions. As you can see here in this panel, you can see more detail in Ryuk's hair in the black editions than you can in the individuals. The larger format could be a reason as to why you can see even more detail, but the contrast is slightly better in the black editions. Since the all-in-one have white glossy paper, they do have the sharpest contrast of the three, but since the artwork has been shrunk down into this smaller format, the details don't stand out as much as they do in the black editions. All things to definitely consider. How cropped is the artwork in each? Alright, so this one is a bit different than the other edition comparisons I've done because it looks like the artwork has been realigned to fit the different editions of Death Note. Because of this, the editions are cropped differently at the top and bottom of the pages. The all-in-one editions are cropped the least at the bottom of the pages. As seen here, you can see more of this fan than you can in the other two. Horizontally though, the most cropped edition is the black edition and the least cropped are the singles. To me though, the least cropped all around are the individual paperbacks. Do any of the editions have color pages? Yes, but only one of them. The black editions have a few color pages, and this is definitely one of the perks to picking them up. You can tell these pages were originally colored in the singles and all-in-one too, but they were grayscaled in those. By the way, seeing the color pages in the black editions makes me long for a full color release of Death Note with English translation one day. I've heard some people mention something also about an updated translation in the black editions, but the listing for the edition does not state this. I wanted to double check though, so I read the first black edition alongside the singles. I did not notice any differences in the translation while reading, but I only have the first black edition right now, so if you notice any differences in the translation in the later editions, please let us all know in the comments. But from what I can tell, everything appears to read the same. The translated sound effects were the same in all of the editions also. Another thing I saw people saying in the reviews of the black editions is that the text of the speech bubbles aren't aligned proportionately. This is actually something that persists in all editions of Death Note. Every speech bubble that looked like this example in the black edition also occurred in the singles and the all-in-one edition. In terms of readability, the Death Note singles and black editions are the most enjoyable to read. They have little if any problems with gutter loss and they are lightweight. The all-in-one edition, however, is the most cumbersome thing I've ever read. It's too small for how thick it is, and for that reason, it's very difficult to hold or read comfortably. As a result of its thickness as well, the pages are difficult to read throughout. These volumes have a big problem with gutter loss as a result, and unfortunately, the all-in-one editions are the worst in terms of readability. But if you're looking for something that's compact that you can take on the road with you, I can definitely see why they're appealing. In regards to extras, the all-in-one comes with a one-shot special See Kira's story. This is the first time that this short story has been printed with English translation. But Viz are coming out with the Death Note short stories manga this year, which includes the See Kira's story as well as others, so you can collect it that way as well. As mentioned earlier, the black editions come with a few color pages, but this is the only difference I noticed in comparison to the singles in regards to the extras. If you're wanting to own the 4-panel comics at the end of the volumes, the individuals in the black editions have them. The all-in-one edition, however, does not. The complete box set comes with a 13th volume, also known as the How to Read Death Note volume, as well as a How to Use It pamphlet, which outlines all the rules when using the Death Note. The 13th volume is an incredible read, is one of my favorite editions in a box set, especially from Viz. It includes everything from commentaries and interviews with the creators to character profiles, a bonus manga chapter, and 4-panel comics. It also comes with an L True Name card inside of it in the front. So now that we've gone over everything, which is the best? As always, it depends on what you're looking for. And while I think you're going to get to experience an amazing series no matter what edition you choose, one may be a better fit for you. Looking for the cheapest way to collect? All-in-one. Want to save the most space on the shelf or something compact to take on the road with you? All-in-one also. Want the best readability? The singles or the black editions. Want the best extras? Box set. Looking for the most cost-effective way to collect the singles? Also the box set. Prefer the look of the original covers? Box set or singles. Like a more minimalistic design? The black editions. Best print quality? I would say the black editions here. Because while the glossy pages in the all-in-one editions make it have the best contrast, the artwork is smaller so they aren't as enjoyable to read. Want an edition with color pages or prefer a larger format? The black editions. What do I think though? Personally, I'm stuck between the box set and the black editions. Before I made this video, I would have said box set, but now that I've seen the black editions firsthand, I gotta say I actually love them. I'd still say your best and safest bet would be the box set if you're just now getting into collecting Death Note, but man, the black editions have won me over as well with their color pages, design, and larger format. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. If you are looking for more manga comparison videos like these, be sure to check out this playlist next. Also, I'd love to know what editions you guys would like to see compared. If it's Blade the Immortal, don't worry because that one is coming next. And there you have it, guys. That is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.